Why is information crucial for the market? Information presents an important research and knowledge problem not only with regard to social resilience, a topic addressed in our course on resilience and crisis. Understanding information is crucial in relation to the market functions too. Knowledge Society expands our field of view on how information flows shape organizational management. We can now ask questions on the extent of its impact on our economy, business and state. At the same time, our understanding of market processes should take into account that knowledge has two faces. It could improve productivity and results. In the same time, market data could be used to manipulate customers' opinion, companies' results and create unrealistic hopes, expectations and fears with the potential to shake and move markets. In this lecture, Project Learning team is pleased to host Professor Alexey Potebnya. He is teaching at Sofia University and will share with us a different point of view on knowledge, information and markets. We have the stereotype of a knowledge-driven, data-based economy as an efficient and competitive one. Information, however, could have a different aspect. It could create a false company image, manipulate customers, generate market-driving sentiments. In the following minutes, we will learn more about the caution needed to navigate safely in the straits of the business world, which is more than ever immersed in the depths of the information flows. Welcome to our course on innovation and knowledge. Would you please briefly present yourself?
Hello, I'm Dr. Alexey Potebnya. Now I am Chief Assistant in Department of Business Administration in Faculty of Economics and Business Administration from Sofia University. In past 20 years, I have pleasure to go deeply in digital marketing field, in customer behavior in digital marketing. I'm interested in topic of sales, merchandising, also including gamification and a lot of aspects. Throughout my career, I have a lot of experience and I specialized in different fields. My passion of this topic has been to driven consequently and expand my knowledge and experience. So in fact, the disinformation is something which helped me to explore how the connections and relations between different business aspects can be put it on one direction and to find the managerial aspects of this knowledge.
Well, you mentioned the term disinformation. It was a common word in our other video lectures in a different topic related to societal risks and threats, social resilience to disinformation and misinformation. But from the perspective of marketing and business, how do you define disinformation and why it is an important issue for making a good business?
Of course, there are many aspects in this field. From the point of view of business, it's important to keep in mind that everything is related with managerial process, and in the end, you have financial measurable aspects. So for me, the most important is that everything can be calculated in money and, of course, in forces and resources, what we spend. So, the most important is here to put understanding that there is a big difference between disinformation and misinformation. The difference is that disinformation is false information deliberately spread to deceive people. And if it's relevant to marketing because it's significant impact of trust, brand reputation, and of course effectiveness of marketing campaigns.
You mentioned that it becomes an increasingly important problem for doing proper business. What are the factors that contribute to the rise of disinformation?
Of course, disinformation is false information, while misinformation is false information spread without intent to deceive. So starting from this point, we have different motivation and disinformation have political, financial aspects, and is related with profit. The main factors here, of course, is social networks, where we have very huge speed of spreading of information, and of course we have network of connected customers.
Well, you gave us some theoretical description on the differences between disinformation and misinformation and the ways they influence the market processes. But can you give us a practical example, a case to show how does it work?
I think that the best example for influence of disinformation is about product safety. I'm pretty sure that nobody of us wants to buy product which can be danger for his health, for his quality of life. So if we start from this disinformation, which can be active, let's say this can be activity from the competitors, this can be harmful.
And if a company and the brand of a company runs into a crisis generated by disinformation campaign, what are the measures to recover from it?
Brands can manage a disinformation crisis by responding quickly. Now is the most important, and this is part of the crisis management, to spread very fast, small part of information which is easily to be understood from the society and of course from the competitors. I think we have now a wonderful example about stock exchange. In stock exchange, we know how fast quotation of on the companies on market can be changed.
Speaking about crisis caused by disinformation and the impact on business, can we say a couple of words about the impact in terms of the financial implications on marketing campaigns?
Yes. This disinformation can lead to waste marketing spend, reducing return on investment factor, which is, I think, quite important now. And of course, this is potential losses of variable due to the damaged customer trust and, of course, brand reputation. If we talk about customer trust, this is something which is part of my PhD dissertation. I work on it more than 10 years, very deeply and very actively, and I facing that it's hard to make trust, but it's very easy to break it.
If I'm a company owner and I run into some problems that you have already described, what would you recommend? What are the measures you would advise me to take in order to combat a negative campaign against my brand or business in general?
I think that is for every contemporary company, marketing managers must do work deeply with people who are professionals in fact checking. Maybe they can help you to flag and to notice false information. And of course, I think that now the rising trend, this is to use artificial intelligence. But we must be very careful because this is knife with two sharps. I mean, from one side, yes, AI can help you to break up the crisis related with misinformation or disinformation, because disinformation is the problem, is related with money. But from the another side, AI can generate false information to your brand, and this is much faster than previous.
And if it comes to your colleagues, people who are professionally engaged in marketing, and if they are proactive in their counter disinformation campaigns, what could you tell them in order to be more efficient in their task?
This is not only a recommendation for my colleagues, it's a recommendation for everyone. First, verify content before sharing. This is very important, and every one of us is responsive for this to check information before to share it in his platforms, in his social media profiles. Then is, of course, to maintain transparency and to fostering strong relationship with your customers. Word of mouth, this is something very important, and if you are in good relation with your customers and you invite them very often to your activities and they are included in your company or brand life, they will be more trustful and they will not trust of disinformation sources.
This seems to be a very useful knowledge for running business nowadays, and also for creating and implementing successful marketing campaigns. Can you sum up some of your research findings that you have mentioned during your PhD research project and during your work in the practical field of marketing?
Starting from the practical field of marketing, very often I face that many companies making mistakes because of dynamic of the business. They share very fast information, or they don't have enough time to check information which is source for decisions. Here is the most important, I think, is decision process. On strategical, tactical and operational level, it's a big complication, and this is different aspects of management. So starting from here, I think that it's a good recommendation for every company to work, of course, on digital marketing field, which is very important, but to not forget classical marketing mix and classical marketing tools. Good combination, including with those that every one of us is believing on, like a minimum 3 sources of information which is independently from each other, gave us a good perspective to create confidence between our clients but also with our partners, because marketing is not only activity to customers, it's activity to our partners, to society, and they influence a lot of things like policies, like regulations. And if we face simple gaps in regulations, it's a good option to clear them and to make them on a proper way.
Well, it seems we have a certain set of skills and a certain amount of knowledge. It's a relatively new one that must be at the disposal of the managers and of the professionals running the marketing campaigns of the business. But what about the third part of this triangle, the customers? Should we educate them to become immune to such misinformation campaigns? Should we prepare them to get the best of what our business offers to them?
I can give you a wonderful example how to educate customers. There's one case related with Japan. In Japan, Nestle facing that the Japanese don't want to drink coffee. So they educate them, and now, 80 years later, they know and they drink coffee, like all of us. In fact, here we have several aspects. First is education, but the big question is what actually to include in our education program to our customers. Because we have network model, and our customers are they are in information field. They have Google, and if we don't provide them a good knowledge, they will say, "Oh no, this is not my company. This is not my brand." And we talk about brand sustainability. Today it's not important someone to buy your product. It's important to buy again and again and to be your loyal customer. So I think that we must to think about education and to not forget network model.
It seems to be a delicate task working with the clients that are more and more informed because they have easy democratic access to technology. So mentioning technology, we cannot avoid saying a couple of words about the impact of technology on the processes you described in your lecture.
Thanks of technology and thanks of digital marketing, we understand that our customers try to show us that they are opportunity situated. I mean, if in past we separate them on consistency groups, which is a program of segmentation, now we are working on personalization. And we understand that every client is different and every client deserves specific set of products, of delivery conditions, of product explanation, and it's really complicated. So we don't have universal policy for all the segments of clients. They must be personalized.
Your lecture is part of a video lectured course dedicated to knowledge and innovation, knowledge about doing business better in the modern world. Talking about knowledge, if someone of our audience wants to deepen his or her knowledge on the subject, what would you recommend for reading, watching, and researching deeper?
Oh, I can provide you list of wonderful books. Also, a lot of wonderful articles, scientific articles and popular articles, because maybe for our audience it's a little bit hard to read scientific articles. In fact, I can, maybe it's the easiest way just to provide simple list. Keep in mind that this information is not something new, but it's new for our reality here in Bulgaria. Starting from the campaign of Trump till today, we have wonderful examples how technology can be used to support disinformation. You know, this accident with Cambridge Analytics and all this stuff, starting from this case, I think is a good basis to think in this field.
So a note for our listeners and for our audience in general, since we are on video already, a detailed list of bibliography is available in the materials to this video lecture. And if you are curious about it, you can search also to mention a huge brand, Cambridge Analytica, and what they did in the recent years.
Not only those, of course, we can use a lot of different sources. I think that even political campaigns, they gave us a lot of examples how disinformation can be used in a practical and business aspects. Maybe the biggest problem of disinformation is that it's changing opportunity and the way how we feel in personal, let's say in personal aspect. If I tell you that something is wrong, everything around you is bad, this can change your opportunity about life, and this influence also your productivity, your working capacity, and of course this influence your future, which I think is a big problem.
Hope all of this will be useful for your future colleagues studying now to become successful campaigners, successful professionals in the field of marketing, and hope to meet you in our future projects.
Thank you very much. Let's wish to be successful managers in personal or in business aspect. Thank you very much.